projection seats. Strawberry, we take over.
All right, could we all stand for the pledge of the flag? To the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for being here tonight. Welcome to the Town of Edmonston's January meeting. So happy New Year to everyone. Good seeing you. Good seeing the council members as well. So as we start the meeting, I always start out with our moment of silence, just to reflect. So if we could take a moment now. Thank you. Thank you. If the council has had an opportunity to review the agenda, if there are no additions, deletions, changes, I'll accept the motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we'll have public comment. Did anyone sign up for public comment? All righty. Thank you. The next item is the approval of our minutes. The first item is the closed session from November the 13th. Is there a motion to approve the closed session minutes for November the 13th?
I move that we approve the closed session minutes for November 13th.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve the regular council minute from December the 11th, 2019?
Yes, I'm
Johnson, is that you? All right, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Please
Aye.
indicate by saying aye. All right,
Aye.
minutes have been approved. The next item is the consideration of approval of the job description for our administrative manager position, which was our former police clerk position. Chief, would you like to expound on that so everybody knows what we're doing?
So in order to for the government to function and flow a little bit better, I myself, along with wonderful city administrator here, town administrator, Mr. Barnes, got together and we just looked at the responsibilities of our police clerk and how we could better flow in government on our day-to-day operations. So we went over and we're retitling, reclassifying the position, and came up with some additional titles as we move forward, or where I see the police department and the areas of the general government where that position is critical to our success. So we went over the job description and presented it to the council and mayor, kind of going over some of the responsibilities and where we see that position going, like overhauling our social media platforms, handling our records management system as a whole for the police department, and managing our assets when it comes to our fixed assets in the police department, and when it comes to our help coordinate our events in the town. So I think we're pretty happy with it, Rod, right?
We are. It really creates, the main thing we were trying to do is to create a team environment and a team effort here in the town, and we have 10 employees, and so we're all trying to move forward with positive reinforcement. And I think this description, if we're lucky enough to get a person qualified to do the job, can really help us make that come true.
All right. Well, I do thank you both for your forward thinking as to where our great town is going.
And I did incorporate the town attorney's small changes into it.
Well.
She reviewed it also.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the job description for the administrative manager's position.
I move we approve the new job description for this new position.
Great. Is there a second?
That's it.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The next item is the introduction of our ordinance 2020-01-OR-01, and it is amending our Chapter 34 elections of the town of Edmonston. We had all approved verbally this ordinance, but we never voted on it. Changes were made from our former ordinance, some edits, things that were going on from eons ago that we don't do. And Mr. Barnes, would you like to highlight some of those changes?
Yes,
I know
Mayor.
We've done it before, but
Yes, Mayor. We had to bring to you at the same time a charter change along with the ordinance, which is Chapter 34 of our code. And we, as you indicated, we had lots of conversation about trying to bring it up to date and getting rid of some of the old information, such as that we take registrations here and that we have a supplemental registry. All the registrations are done at Prince George's County Board of Elections, so that the language now reflects that, along with, as in the past, the town clerk provides the support mechanism for the election, so it spells out what that duty is, receiving the petitions and the reviewing those against the voter registration to make sure that they are qualified to be placed on the ballot. She types up the ballot under the Board of Elections supervision. And then the last thing it does is it clarifies and makes easy the process of absentee ballot. And you can request an absentee ballot when it has to be back in, and how you go about that. So it's just really cleaning up something we all discussed and thought we were moving forward with, and we just failed to incorporate it because it's separate from the charter. And this isn't a charter change. This is just simply code change. And in Chapter 34, it takes introduction tonight and final passage at our next meeting.
thank you. Any comments from the council? Great, thank you. So, again, we'll approve that in February. And our
Need to.
elections, I'm sorry,
You'll need to introduce it first tonight. Right.
for approval.
No, just to introduce.
We did. I just did say that.
Like, I would move to introduce it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I said for approval. So I just.
Or someone would.
Yeah.
Right.
So is there a motion to approve the introduction of ordinance 2020 OR? Actually,
I so move.
is there a second, please?
Oh, second.
Thank
I
you.
thought that's what
All
she
in
said.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. All right. So the next item, and our elections are May 4th, and the last day to file for election is April the 3rd. The next item is our police chief report and code.
Well, I would first like to say thank everybody. I officially have been in here a month, and coming in right before the holidays, there were people were off and stuff, so a lot of people who traveled didn't get a chance to meet me. But over the last 30 days, we have been working a lot on some in-house things, getting our files systems in order. Additionally, I've placed our 2019 stats on the back table there if anybody wants to take a look at it. We are having our, we're happy to say we're having our department meeting tomorrow to kind of go over 2020's vision for the police department and some of the expectations for our staff. So I'm really excited about that. We just launched a completely digital system when it comes to our background process. So sometimes in the past, it takes a while for us to do recruiting and get someone in the background process. But now we can actually get everything electronically at no cost to the town. So I'm sure you guys will love that. But we are upgrading our systems all over and really rebranding our department. So hopefully, now that the file systems are all in order and stuff, we can start our recruitment process back up and get more coverage in the town, which I know a lot of our residents are seeking. So we're excited. We have a lot on our plate, but it's something we certainly are looking forward to. All of myself and our staff, and getting it done. Nicole officially, code officer, came under me January 1st, was it? January 1st. So we have taken. I've had her go out in the town with me twice already, just to drive around. And I actually, she was shocked that I made her drive because I wanted her to tell me what she saw, things that she was working on, and her report is here. She kind of. I'm big on looking at the vacant properties and some of the code violations because we know that the vacant properties and the eyesores in our community tie right into poverty and crime in some ways. We know that national statistics show that. So it's one of the things that I kept an eye on, but she's actually helping me get up to date on code. And really reviewing all the code to look at. She's put me in contact with a lot of her contacts with the county who helps her a lot. So we're excited about that. We're working out some details with policy, and this new administrative position actually will help her when it comes to the business licenses and managing some of her files and stuff. So for continuity of government, I think everything will flow a lot better than what we've seen in the past. So we're getting it done. We're excited, and I'm always available through phone. My card's on the back table, so I have my city phone available now. So if you need to contact me, you certainly can, or you can call the office.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the council for the chief? Town administrator?
Your Honor, I don't really have a lot. The event committee is getting ready to meet on January 28th at 5:30. Would encourage anyone that wants to join and help out with the planning of our events throughout the year. Our first big events coming up are January 31st is our casino night. It is our third one of these, and it's designed for seniors and bring a friend, but we also get others, and we're happy to have them. It's a fun evening of games and fellowship and food at the rec center. The event committee is planning the Black History Celebration, which is February 29th this year, and so that's our first big activity. Then we jump right into a number of spring activities with Arbor Day, Earth Day, Spring Festival, and all of the other things. Edmiston Day is June 6th this year, so that planning has already kicked into gear, and getting that. This will be our 96th birthday, and when we start our budget next month, we're going to be talking about creating a planning committee that would celebrate our 100th birthday in 2024. So as we want to prep and prepare and maybe set aside some funds so that we can do some extra things when we turn 100 years old then. But we have Bike to Work on May 16th. We're going to be this major sponsor this year for that. It's really only a volunteer kind of activity. The advertising and everything's provided by the Bike to Work group from the DC area, but it's a fun event always, and Mr. Johnson has helped us out with that every year. So we're looking forward to that. And other than that, I think that's it.
Thank you. Is there anything from the council?
Now, I wanted to ask a question. The chief, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the code report. I didn't look at the back of it. But there's a new ordinance for, is it recycling? Is it, okay, what does that apply to, everybody or just the businesses?
Just the businesses.
So do the businesses now have recycling bins like us as residents? Do they have that?
We do not provide recycling services to the commercial. They have to obtain that from
they're responsible
from
for
their
doing that
carriers.
themselves.
Correct.
Is there a timeline when they're
It
supposed
went into
to?
effect July 1st last year.
So how many of our businesses don't have it? Does everybody have it now?
Nicole has just started that enforcement process,
Oh,
and
okay.
so it's mostly an education program at this point. Same way with the county, they're trying to educate everybody so they know that they have to have the recycling at their business location. So.
Okay, and is there, I guess, if they don't do it, is there, what would the county
There's fines and penalties.
fine? Okay, there's fines.
So we're going to send out, I talked to Nicole right before our meeting, we're going to send out possibly some type of notices just to make people aware. Because it was just brought to my attention. So we're going to send some type of notices out and then kind of go from there before we go into the enforcement part, just to get everybody up to date with what's going on.
Okay, you said July 1st?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Ms. Ferguson?
I had a question. I was looking at the revenue and expenditure report for the end of December, and the one thing that caught my eye that I just wanted to see if we need to be concerned about it or not is that we've got budgeted that we'll receive about, almost $27,000 from rental inspection fees and vacant property registration, but we're only about at 7% of that today. Is
They all
there-
bill out in March.
Okay,
Yeah, and the largest one being $20,000.
okay, excellent. Everything else kind of looks like we're on pace for the year.
Doing really well,
So,
actually.
yeah.
We're a little ahead of pace on some of our fines and forfeitures, particularly with the red light camera. Not sure why, but it is up from last year.
My mom is part of it.
Well, we thank your mom.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
I noticed the town's in need of a cleanup. It seems like people can be right beside the trash can and just ignore it, They throw the trash right on the ground, the trash can's right there. And when we did our cleanup over there at the gas station and over there in between Elizabeth Landing and Fountain Park Apartments, that place became a dump again. So actually, I think we need to put a trash can right in that particular spot, because that's all the trash goes in this one particular spot. So maybe if we put a trash can there, maybe it might make it in the trash can instead of in the woods. So.
Bisonoka? Bisonoka? By where?
No.
Over here? Elizabeth Landing?
Elizabeth Landing,
Oh, okay.
Fountain Park.
Yeah, we
Where
applied.
that bicycle thing was.
Right. Okay. We applied for Big Bellies on Kenilworth Avenue at 2 locations, and so we know Bladensburg is looking at that to see whether they got the funding for that. They think they did, and so if they did, we'll have 2 Big Bellies that will go up on Kenilworth.
Yes, other than that, that's all I have.
And the other thing with that, of course, is education and making people more aware of their environment, because of, just some people, like you said, just throw trash. So I know at one point we did have a lot of volunteers that came in to help us with our cleanups. Additional, besides the green
Right.
green cleanup. And so maybe we can look for other ways to get those volunteers, like from the University of Maryland that we had a relationship with. Because I think that's what's going to make the difference, besides maybe having, doing something within the community to have a cleanup day. I know that,
We could do it potentially with Dumpster Day, and do an overall town promotion of cleanup. Here's
Right.
Clean
the
up,
ways-
bring it in.
Bring it in here for dumping, or if we get, and we have some groups,
Volunteer hours
volunteers
for
going out to
students,
do actual pickup of trash, and that, so that'll be coming up fast. I
But-
did want to mention the leaf pickup has almost ended. They might be out to do maybe one more round, as most of the leaves now are collected, and there are a few piles that they are still gathering, but they'll continue to do that until they don't see any, but they are slowing down now dramatically with that.
Yeah, one good thing about over at the Sunoco, I mean, you can't actually make them guys stop, like they'll buy the beer and go there behind the fence and drink it. But gave them plastic bags, so they started cleaning up, so that is a plus, but still they're not supposed to be back there drinking anyway. So. But at least they
cleaning up.
making an effort now to start cleaning it up. There's a couple of bags of trash back there now. So.
Right. Thank you. I just wanted to mention that on December 5th, Prince George's County had their legislative dinner, where we invite all of our legislators, our state legislators, to come and let us know what they're doing, but also hear from us what we'd like to be doing. And one of the topics was the Curling Commission, and that's for education across the state, not just Prince George's County, but monies are divvied differently per county. but that's one of our driving forces is the Kerwin Commission. It's going to benefit our children immensely, our teachers, more pay, counselors. But the thing is, everyone needs to know that there has to be funding. And so we have to talk to our legislators to say that we need more funding, and mainly our state legislators, to let them know we need the money to go into our counties and into our schools. There are some counties that really suffer, and we know that Prince George's County is one of them. Kerwin Commission is very, very important to us, and I'm thinking it's going to be I know it's going to be wonderful for parents, children. There's counseling that they're looking at. All the things I think that they took out of the schools, I think they're coming back to, let's put them back in the schools. So that's one of the things that we are focusing on. Also, the new G5 with our the cell towers, the cellular towers. We do have we call it an ordinance for our ordinance for Edmiston, and a lot of municipalities need to have it so that when these utility companies come into our municipalities, that there is a framework, aesthetics, a way that it should look. Because if we don't, which we do in Edmiston, if they don't have ordinances, these towers can go up anywhere. Any utility company can put up a tower or whatever their box is, and the town will look crazy. It's where we're going. We may have concerns about the look, about health, all of that, but it gives us, with our ordinance, the opportunity to say, no, put the pole here, 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 as opposed to put the pole 10 feet apart. I think, what is it, it'll be 30 to 50 feet or something like that, or they don't really have.
No, it's, they have to come in with a plan, and they're supposed to stick to commercial areas as opposed to residential as much as possible, and to co-locate their facilities as much as possible also. I know you'll probably get one vendor coming in here that doesn't want to do that at all, but we're going to see how
They have to
everybody else
abide by
does.
what we've already put in place. So that's a good thing that we've done, and many of the municipalities within Prince George's County are doing it. Sue Ellen probably wrote ordinances for, 8? And whoever else is copying what you did. 6. So that's one of the focuses that we have, because I know the medical part of it, a lot of people are thinking about, but we just can't chat about it. Government has our hands tied with that. And then also HUR, our highway user revenue funds. We got it last year. We'll get it this year, but we want it to be what it should have been by now. They reduced it years ago with Governor O'Malley, and we've been fighting to get it. This is what we use for our roads. This is what it helps us, so it doesn't have to come out of our budget to pay for those bumps, those potholes, all those things that we now have to pay for out of our budget. So we're looking to have it increased each year, or just go to where it's supposed to go, especially in our county, in Prince George's County. So those are some of the things that we're working on. All of us are members of the Prince George's County Municipal Association. And another thing for our residents that are out here and that might be listening, another thing is Bates. I know everyone is concerned about Bates. There is not a person that is not concerned about our trucking company, our trash company. They have, they're giving us an opportunity to talk with them, Prince George's County Municipal Association, on tomorrow. So we'll be able to address some of our concerns to them and hear where they're coming from, what they're dealing with. So maybe we can understand, because what we want is good trash service. We want our trash picked up, and we want our recycling picked up, and our bulk trash picked up on time, as it should be. And so it doesn't, one thing, you hire a painter to paint your home, and if you have to go back and tell the painter how to paint your home, that's a problem. So we don't want to tell our trash company, you should be picking up our trash. So they're giving us the opportunity to speak to them
The only downside of that is they're the only one.
I know, they got us over
Pretty
a barrel.
much, because you can't, any other trash company you go to, it's like their sister company,
Right.
or whatever. So it's a no-win.
Waste management is somehow.
You got to
another
deal with
state
Bates
away.
regardless of if they're on time or not. You know?
But we can talk to them
Yeah, you
and
talk to them.
provide some
Okay.
requirements.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's almost like a no-win situation.
Is it possible for the next, when their contract comes up again? When is that, Rod? Do you know?
Yeah, you just awarded it last
Yeah.
year, so it's 3 years.
Yeah. And then and we searched for other
I
trash
remember,
companies.
yeah, we didn't get any other bids
We actually
that were
contacted
affordable.
Yeah, but a lot of them were, no, well, I can't go against Bates because with this and that with Bates.
We
This and that
actually,
with
yeah,
Bates.
talked to people at other companies, and they, like Councilmember Johnson said, some of them wouldn't do it because they were connected to Bates in one way or the other, and others were too small and not enough volume. So it is a problem with all the towns that they serve, and we try to keep addressing it as much as we can. I encourage when residents have trouble to call here to Town Hall. We'll take care of it for them. Our Public Works guys go out. I am doing an evaluation and a proposal on looking at whether our guys can take over the yard waste and the bulk pickup, so that those seem to be the hardest ones to deal with, where they're missed so much. And so we're talking about how we can improve
Yeah.
that.
Did they explain what happened the day after Christmas?
Yeah, well,
Schedule.
unfortunately, Bates changed their
Communication.
schedule and didn't tell us that they changed the schedule. And so they pushed everything a day and then didn't pick up in some cases
Did they tell you Merry
recycling.
Christmas?
Yeah.
No, they didn't pick up recycling for
Correct.
5 or 6 days. So
Correct.
after Christmas, which is
Finally,
particularly-
I finally got the person on board on Monday after Christmas, and they picked up on Monday. But in parts of the town, they did not pick up at all. And I think Councilmember Bennett White texted me and indicated a problem. So I was
I
successful.
called them myself. 'Cause
Their
I
main
just-
operations.
And I think that's good.
Yes, I think it
The
is
more
good.
calls, the
Right.
better.
The operations manager left the company recently, and that was our main contact. And so now I'm dealing with Carolyn,
Okay.
and so
The reason I asked about the contract was that I wondered if it's in the realm of possibility to get any kind of like rebate or some kind of remuneration for their
failure.
yeah, particularly since it's not a one-off event.
There is things built into the contract.
Yeah, and you can always, you have
We can
a
amend it.
termination at will if you want. You can go that far.
Yes, it's built into the
Right,
contract.
but we've got
The-
no
the issue
alternative.
is-
I know.
With
Yeah.
that, so
We just
there
can't
are-
terminate without having
Yeah.
an alternative
That's right,
choice.
and you're not the only county that's having this problem. Montgomery is now too. Yeah, we do not have liquidated damages in there. We don't have that in there, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, and what's the purpose of those what are they, supervisors or whatever in those pickup trucks that's supposed to be following behind these trash trucks?
I think that was one of their strategies. I've never seen one.
I see them more of them riding around and then actually keeping an eye on the trucks itself. Because once the truck comes through Edmiston, like if I be coming through the gym, I'm picking up plastic bottles, throwing them on the back of the truck. So what is their function?
They will pick up one home or 2 homes according to what it is. If we say that bulk trash hasn't been picked up, they'll go to that home and pick up that bulk trash, or
Just to say that they did it, done
they'll-
something.
They'll appease you.
One of the things we hear frequently when our residents call in for bulk pickup is that the operator tells them that they don't pick up in our community. And part of that is they say Hyattsville. You really need to say Edmonston. We are Edmonston, and if you say Edmonston, obviously they're going to make sure that they do that. I had 2 this week that had that situation occur. The other issue that Bates did that we did not know anything about, if you're disposing of a mattress or box springs, they have to be wrapped. They will not take them unless they are wrapped.
You mean
Wrapped in plastic.
Oh, in plastic.
Yes.
Well, the issue also was they did send out a notice saying that, that if your trash is picked up blah, blah day, it would back up one day. The problem was that didn't really affect us because our trash would have been picked up on the regular trash day. And Friday, when they picked up the trash, they got the trash and didn't get the recycling.
Right.
So that didn't make any sense. I mean, to me, that was almost pure meanness that you just didn't pick it up.
Right.
Because it wasn't like, yeah, you did send us something saying we're going to move back a day, but that didn't affect us because the holiday was already that day. So our trash is Tuesday and Friday. So that would have been a regular trash day.
They sent their
picked
county
up one and
residents.
didn't pick up the other one.
Yeah, they
so.
sent their county residents that notice. They didn't send that to the towns.
I got one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
well, I guess they sent it to the council members. I received it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
did
I
not
think-
hear at town
yeah.
hall.
Oh,
and
okay,
so-
yeah.
Well,
It
yeah.
actually may have come from, now that I think about it, it may have come from one of the other Port Town members.
Yeah,
Bladen's
yeah,
Yeah.
We did not get anything from them here, and so that's another conversation we had.
Yeah.
I mean, if we know that, we can push it out, and
And
what
maybe
we're
because
working.
Friday didn't really affect us. I mean, again.
Right, we thought that our
regular
Friday
trash day-
pickup
right,
was
our
Friday.
regular trash day was not affected.
Correct.
So,
Correct. So we're glad that you're having the conversation tomorrow night. We hope that you'll hear their side of the story of why they are having
Something
difficulty.
can be done.
Oh, so
But-
they're gonna be at PGC, man?
They're our main focus tomorrow. But something
But good
can be
conversation,
done.
and thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to keep working, keep bringing you some alternatives to talk about.
Right. So, that is all I have. Yep, that's all I have for tonight. If there's nothing else for the good of the order, I'll accept the motion to adjourn this meeting tonight.
Look at me. I'll make a motion. We adjourn. We adjourn this
I think
meeting.
that's a record.
Another one.
Ah,
Oh, shit, yeah.
second. What did you second?
Who motioned?
Mr. Johnson moved.
Oh, okay. Who second?
I did.
All right. All in favor, please indicate by saying yay.
Aye, yay.
All right. This meeting is adjourned.
Help yourself to dessert.
And thank you everyone for coming out.